previous video, you have learned about India, Relief Features, Part 1, Part 2. And in this video, we are going to learn about India's physical divisions. So, India has on the whole 6 physical divisions are there. You are observing on the board. The 6 physical divisions are of our India, and one is the Himalayas, and number 2 the Indo-Gangetic Plain, and the third one Indian Peninsular Plateau, and whereas the fourth one the Islands Group, the fifth one the Great Indian Desert, and whereas the last one the Coastal Plains. So these are the 6 physical divisions in our India, and among these 6 physical divisions we are going to learn from the first one, Himalayas. And you are observing on the board how the Himalayas are formed, and we are drawing roughly the mountain ranges on the north part of India, and this is Hindu Kush, and the second one is Pamir, and the third one Karakoram. So to the south of Karakoram a long mountain range is forming, and it has 3 parallel ranges, and like an arc it is forming from Jammu and Kashmir up to the Arunachal Pradesh. You are observing the mountain range of Himalayas is forming an arc with a distance of 2400 kilometers, and from Jammu and Kashmir on the top up to the Arunachal Pradesh on the east side, and the total area of our Himalayas are covers with an about 5 lakh square kilometer. And now we have to see how Himalayas are formed. So many millions of years back, approximately 600 million years back, the present Himalayan region was once occupied by a linear depression called Tethys Sea. It means the present Himalayan region was once occupied by Tethys Sea. And the Tethys Sea comprised its north part called as Angara land, whereas the south called as Gondwana land. It means the main land of India is located once upon a time as a part in Gondwana land. So from the Tethys Sea, both Angara on the north and Gondwana on the south, both are heavy lands, and due to the immense compressional force, in course of time, these 2 lands, from the north Angara and from the south Gondwana, 2 lands are come very close. When these 2 lands are coming very close, and in the middle, the weaker section Tethys Sea was buckled up and acquired present shape of Himalayas. And while formation of Himalayas, number of the different sizes, rocks, pebbles, earthen particles, and the soil, all these particles fell from Gondwana land into the Tethys Sea, and as a result, due to heavy compressional force, the Tethys Sea, the weaker section, was buckled up and acquired present shape of Himalayas. So in this way Himalayas are formed so many millions of years back, approximately 600 million years ago. It was to be called as Ice Age, also called Glacier Age. And after formation of Himalayas, also the pressure from Angara, pressure from Gondwana did not stop. It was continued. By the pressure continued from the Angara and from the Gondwana, what would happen? These mountains which were formed Himalayas, they are being folded by. It means the Angara and Gondwana, two lands pressurized the middle part Himalayas. That's why Himalayan mountains are pressurized by the two lands. As a result, these two are becoming, they become folded. That's why now Himalayas are to be called as folded mountains. So what is the name of Himalayas? Himalayas are called as folded mountains, young mountains, and snow-capped mountains. And why we called Himalayas as young mountains? So you are observing on the board, on the northwest part of India, Aravalli mountains, and exactly in the middle, Vindhya mountains you are observing, and the south of Vindhya, Satpura mountains, on the northwest Aravalli mountain, and on the middle Vindhya mountain, and Vindhya's south Satpura, and very south of our India, Nilgiri hills, and whereas west side Western Ghats, also called Sahyadri mountains, and whereas eastern side Eastern Ghats, east side Eastern Ghats. It means all these mountains, they were already formed before the formation of Himalayas. And as a result, it means before formation of Himalayas, already all these mountains were formed. It means compared to Himalayas, all these are older mountains. That's why compared to all these mountains, Himalayas are to be called as young mountains. That's why Himalayas are called young mountains, folded mountains. And at a time, the Himalayan mountains buckled up the previous Tethys Sea. That's why total water particles are to be converted into ice. So above the Himalayan mountains, so many meters of ice, the maximum water was converted into ice. And that's why these are to be called as snow-capped mountains, young mountains, and the young folded mountains. And we have to see, after formation of Himalayas, what is about Himalayan parallel ranges. And I told you Himalayas comprised 3 parallel ranges, and we are going to learn one by one parallel ranges of Himalayas. And seeing on the board, Himalayas comprised 3 parallel ranges, and one is Himadri, and one is Himachal, second one, whereas the third one Shivalik. You are seeing on the board the top one Himadri, and the second one Himachal, the third one Shivalik. And you are observing about the similarities, differences among Himadri, Himachal and Shivalik. Himadri is the world topmost range, and it is the highest range in the world, which comprises the average height of 6,100 meters, whereas Himachal comprised the second range, which comprised a height of about 3,700 to 4,500 meters, whereas the third Shivalik comprised from 900 meters to 1100 meters. So Himadri is also called as Greater Himalayas, and Himachal is called as Lesser Himalayas, whereas Shivalik is to be called as Outer Himalayas. And we have to see here, Himadri comprised totally the evergreen or semi-evergreen forests, evergreen or semi-evergreen forests, and whereas Himachal comprised coniferous trees. It means Evergreen forest comprised broad leaves. It means evergreen. On the name we can understand what is the character of the tree. So they never draw. Trees never draw the leaves, and entire throughout the year they are green in color. And whereas coniferous trees, the trees are cone in shape, and this shape trees are, it means nature, according to nature, the trees are growing in that Himachal area. And whereas Shivalik comprised deciduous forest. Deciduous forests are drawing the leaves season wise, and new leaves are creating in the rainy season. And these are the briefly differentiations among Himadri, Himachal and Shivalik. And Himadri is the topmost range, what I told you. One more specialty, it is comprising all the world's most highest peaks are located. So the world's most highest peaks are located in Himadri, and we are observing it on the India, on the north part. You are observing the Sikkim, and Sikkim's north side here, the Mount Everest, which is the world's highest peak, which comprises the height of about 8,848 meters, whereas the second highest peak in Himalayas, Kanchanjunga, and which comprises the height of 8,598 meters. The same way Makalu, Dhavalagiri, Annapurna, Nangaprabhat, Namchabarva, Chohoyu, all these peaks are the important peaks located in the Himadri range. Himadri comprised the world's highest peaks, what we told, and whereas Himachal has one more specialty. It has the summer resort centers, also called hill stations. So in the North India some hill stations, of course South India also some hill stations. Example Ooty, also called as Udagamandalam, the same way Kodaikanal. All these are hill stations. Suppose we go to the Himalayan ranges, what are the important hill stations? In West Bengal, Darjeeling, and in Uttarakhand, Simla, Darjeeling, Nainital. So in Himachal Pradesh, Simla and Uttarakhand, Nainital, and in West Bengal, Darjeeling, and Mussoorie, Ranikhet, Chakrata, all these are the remaining hill stations, and these hill stations have pleasant climate. That's why these are the famous, these are the world famous tourist centers which we know as hill stations, and which are located in Himachal range, and that's why they are attracting the foreign persons, and they are helpful for earning economical significance, and they are economically very important and developing tourism in our India. And those are what I told you in Himachal Pradesh, Simla, and West Bengal, Darjeeling, and Uttarakhand, Nainital, Mussoorie, Ranikhet, Chakrata. All these are best examples for hill stations. And come to know the third range, Shivaliks. So Shivaliks have local names in different areas. You are observing on the northeast part of our India. Suppose Shivalik hills are called as Mishmi hills in Arunachal Pradesh, and as Kachar hills in Assam, and Manipuri hills in Manipur, and they are Naga hills in Nagaland, and Jammu hills in Jammu and Kashmir. In this way, Shivalik hills have local names. So this is briefly about the parallel ranges of Himalayas, and thank you viewers. In our next video, we are going to learn about what is the importance of Himalayas. Thank you.